Hello, hello, hello. All right, you guys, I'm going to make sure I'm live because last time I went live, we had a problem. So give me just a moment and then we will get right into it. Okay. Where are we at?
Earliest mentors, when I first got into sales, told me that there are two very important things.
Where's it at? There it is. Okay. Whew. Why won't it let me in there? All right. Hello, hello, hello. Let me share this out. How is everyone? Okay. And I'm going to get a live on TikTok too. All right, guys. So excited to be here with you. Oh my gosh. I have decided that I'm going to start going live on YouTube because I miss going live. I miss sharing the goods with you guys. I miss bringing the heat for you. I miss helping you guys have like these crazy aha moments. And since I no longer have Meta where I was doing that, we're going to just do it here. So hello to TikTok, hello to YouTube. We're going to get into this conversation because I think it needs to be had. And I have been quiet for a while about this. I've been just kind of minding my own business. I have been creating the content. I've been creating the branding. I've been doing what I need to do in business. But I think that this conversation, with the way that the world is going right now, needs to be had. Like, we have to have this conversation because if we don't take control of our lives, we're going to be at the whim of the government. We're going to be at the whim of the economy. We're going to be at the whim of our bosses, our job. Like, we aren't going to be able to have the control that we need to have and that we want to have in our lives. So today, hello, we're going to be talking about, escaping the matrix and what that looks like, because here is the truth. The economy is fucking terrible right now, you guys. Absolutely fucking terrible. Okay. But here's what I've learned: we are actually in control of our reality. We are actually in control of our finances. We are actually in control of the abundance that we bring in, the money that we bring in, the experiences that we have. We are in control of that. But we like to think that we're not. A lot of people think that they're not, right? We're at the whim of the economy. We're at the whim of our boss, our jobs, our whatever. And it's so easy to just say, give away our power. Like, I don't hold the power. I don't have the power. I give the power to the boss. I give the power to the economy. When the economy's bad, my life is bad. When the economy is bad, like, I can't afford groceries. I can't afford, gas. I can't afford my mortgage. I can't afford all of these things. And we just give away our power. Like, this is just how life is. And I know by being online and seeing kind of what's going on that people are fucking mad, right? We're mad, we're upset, but we're demanding change from the government. We're demanding change from the economy. And we're giving that power to outside sources, saying, well, once they make a change, then we'll be able to get our lives back. And I agree to a certain point, right? I agree to a certain point that yes, things need to change. But the unfortunate truth is that we don't know if changes are ever going to be made or what that's going to look like, right? Like, we don't know. And this is when I had my first wake up call to this, is when COVID happened in 2020. I realized that my job wasn't safe. I realized that a lot of people I love, their job wasn't safe. I realized that, after I got my bachelor's degree and my boss promised me a raise and then didn't give it to me, I also then realized that couldn't depend on my boss, couldn't depend on anyone to do anything for me in my life, right? And I've been seeing over and over and over again throughout my life that I am the one that I can depend on. Like, it's me against the world, right? Now, obviously, I have my husband, I'm married, like, we're a team, but it is still me against the world. If I want to change the things that I have, if I want to change the results that I have in my life, I have to be the one to take accountability for that. And this is the hardest thing for people to do inside of business. And if you've been following me for any amount of time, or if you're in my team, I always say, like, we have to take accountability for our results and our lack of results. And the taking accountability for the lack of results is really fucking hard for people. It's really easy to be like, when I have results, yeah, I did that. Like, kudos to me. I made that money. I hit that rank. I lost that weight. I did this. I did that. Like, it's so easy to take accountability for the results that we get. It's like, hell yeah, I did that, right? But then when we have the lack of results, we have the things that didn't work out like we thought that they would. We have the things that don't feel as good. We don't want to take accountability for that. And we want to say, oh well, it's the economy's fault. It's my boss's fault. It's my job's fault. It's the people around me. It's my community. It's my kids. It's my husband. It's my spouse. It's anything besides us. It's real easy to say that. And so when I'm telling you guys to take fucking mad accountability for your lack of results, I'm saying that this is going to be hard. This is going to be uncomfortable. Because again, it's really easy to place the blame outside. It's less easy to say, I'm my own problem. But this is where we have situations, where people move across the country and they're like, I'm going to move and my whole life is going to change and all of these things are going to happen. But then it's like, wherever you go, there you are. And so again, it's so easy to say, well, I'm going to, take accountability for what I don't have. But I don't think you guys understand really how hard that is. How much you have to have an ego death to say, like, I am the reason I am where I am. I am my own demise. I am my own whatever. But in that moment, when I finally said that, that is when my entire life changed. It was when I realized that I was in the positions that I was in my life because of me, and that if I wanted to be in a different position, I had to be the one to go make the change. So I had to be the one to say, I'm not happy in my job. I'm not happy doing what I'm doing. I'm not making the kind of money that I want. I don't get to, I'm not living the life that I want with my kids. I need to make a change. And that is when I slowly started like unmeshing to the matrix. And I started having these like wake up calls and these epiphanies of like what was created around me and what I had bought into. I bought into all of these ideas. I bought into all of these beliefs. I bought into all of these thoughts that didn't even feel good for where I wanted to go. It didn't feel good for what I wanted to have. And I get it. When I was in this matrix, 4 years ago, and I was just like everyone else walking around on the street, I had got my bachelor's degree, bro. This guy, I'd gotten my bachelor's degree. I had, done what I was supposed to do. I got a good job. I worked my way up. I had from the outside looking in everything that I should be proud of, but I was not fulfilled, right? I was 85 pounds heavier. I was absolutely struggling with depression, anxiety. I was miserable. But from the outside looking in, looked like I had everything, right? That's what society creates us to believe. That is what the matrix creates us to believe. That we should be happy with just good enough. That we should, pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and just work hard, and that, living for the weekend is completely normal, that being burnt out is completely normal, that being miserable in a job that we hate is completely normal, that missing our kids' field trips is completely normal, that, being surrounded by a work environment that does more harm than does good is completely normal. And we buy into this, right? And then what we do is we appease it by what's the word? Like coping in ways that aren't healthy, right? We drink, we overeat, we overspend, we spend on credit cards, we buy trips that we can't afford, we buy vacations that we can't afford. We do all of these things to just cope with what we've been fucking given. But what we have to do is fucking pull the wool over our eyes. You have to unplug from the matrix. You have to realize that you can create a different reality. You can create a different story than what you've been living, but it's hard. When you have that first wake up call and realize like this is not the life that I want to live, it is hard. But here is what I know to be true now. Now that I've been out of the matrix, and I've been out of like normal society for, going on 4 years now, over 4 years now, what I know to be true is that the economy thrives off of you believing all of those things. The economy The government, the ultra elite, they thrive off of you not thinking for yourself. They thrive off of you not making money. They thrive off of you, being in debt. They thrive off of you not living out your full capacity of what you could do and be on this fucking planet. They thrive on that. They depend on you staying broke. They depend on you staying sick. They depend on you not fighting back. Because here's the thing, like I just said, if you are too depressed to give a damn, if you are too overweight to have any energy, if you are too if you don't think for yourself, if you don't critically think, if you don't challenge what's being put in front of you, you're easier to control. People who are easier to control, like, that makes sense for them. They can accumulate more wealth. They can do all the things that we don't want. That they can do what they're fucking doing, right? But the economy that has been created for you isn't the economy that you have to live by. You can create your own economy, and you fucking should. You really, really should. Because none of these things that are put in place for you, you can depend on. None of them. None of them. Again, the American dream, they want you to feel safe. They want you to feel secure, and it's all a fucking facade. It's not real. It's not real. This is why most Americans are one emergency away from bankruptcy. This is why most Americans, can't afford groceries that have went up 5% just this year. I mean, my husband went to the ER for something very minor this weekend, and it was a $950 like copay or deductible or whatever. Most Americans could not pay that. We have to create our own fucking economy. We have to be in control of that. And here is the thing. And, I always get hate, and Tara always gets hate when we say this, but especially in 2025, for the last couple of years, but in 2025 especially, being broke is a choice. There are way too many ways to make money online to stay broke in 2025, going into 2026. There are too many options. But again, we've been created to be too tired to do something different, too depressed to do something different. We've been taught that risk is bad. We've been taught that investment is bad. We've been taught that doing anything that isn't guaranteed is bad. And so now, while you see opportunities every single day scrolling online, whether you're on YouTube or TikTok, you see opportunities all over the fucking place, but we're too afraid to take an action on said opportunity because there's no guarantee. It's too risky. What if it doesn't work out? What if it works for her, but it doesn't work for me? No one's going to buy in this economy. No one's going to do this in this economy. None of that is real. None of that is true. People are buying every single day. And sales is the best profession to get into if you want to create uncapped leveraged income. This is how you create your own economy. You have to learn a new skill set. You have to do something different. Even if you don't work with me in high ticket, like, can you monetize what you have? Can you monetize your skill set? Are you good at anything that you can create something from and own something? Do you have money that you can set aside to feed investments, to start changing your investment portfolio now? Like, can we start making a change to where we want to go? Because until you create your own economy, you're going to be at the whim of the economy that was created for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, the economy that was created for us, that we are currently living, is not a good one. People are literally about to lose food stamps next weekend. People who already can't afford food are about to lose the ability to buy food. And as someone who once upon a time used to be homeless, I used to receive food stamps, I used to depend on those things to literally fucking survive. I can't even imagine what people must be feeling right now. But again, this is why I've had the drive, I've had the dedication, I've had the determination, I've had the obsession to build something for myself that can't be fucking taken away from me. Right? Because again, in 2020, we were taught, we were shown, your job isn't safe, your job isn't secure. People want to think that it is. We have this, again, this facade, but it's not secure. I don't care how secure you feel like you are right now. So we have to create the security ourselves. We have to create something for ourselves where we don't have to worry about if the economy does this or the economy does that. And here's the thing about sales, and especially like my type of business that I'm in, we thrive when the economy is bad because people are looking for a way to make extra money. People are looking for a way to get out of their circumstances. People are looking for a way to fucking live and survive during these times. And we can help people do that. Right? And so again, none of it is safe. None of it is secure, but we've allowed this false story to run true and make us believe that we should be okay and like this is just normal. This isn't normal at all. It's not normal. But the people who aren't going to struggle during this, you guys know, right? They say that the most millionaires are made during economic downturns. Because this is where the opportunity lies. And the difference between the ultra elite or, you know, the 1%ers or whatever, the difference between them and the average person is that when they see times like this, they see economic downturns, they see, you know, recessions, they see opportunities, and they run with it as an opportunity to make money. But the average person who lives in the matrix, who has been taught not to think for themselves, who has been taught to just be okay with what we're given and be happy with it, is like those people who have no risk tolerance, who don't understand investments, who don't understand how to make money, make more money, who don't understand owning the monopoly board, who don't understand that when they see opportunities, they see it as risk. They see it as scam. Oh, it's too good to be true. Oh, it doesn't exist. It's a scam. It's a pyramid scheme. It's whatever. Only the people at the top get rich. That's absolutely it. And that right there is why people will stay broke. Because they see opportunities and they think it's a scam. They see opportunities and they think it's not real. They see opportunities, they think it's not going to be true. And here is the thing, that is not your thoughts. Those are thoughts that were put in front of you to believe, because again, when you see opportunities and think it's a scam, it leaves more money for the other people, the ultra elite, to go get. You guys understand that? So for me, when I started to escape from said matrix, it wasn't so that I can become this ultra elite. I don't need to be a billionaire. I don't need to be a fucking trillionaire. But what I know is that the more I can escape from the matrix, the more I can get away from the way I used to believe, the way I used to think, the more wealth I can build, the more I can teach other people to do the same. Money in my hands is good for the world, and I fully fucking believe that, because the more money I've gotten into my hands, the more money I've gotten into other people's hands. The more I have grown, the more I have scaled, I have helped other people now make 6, multiple 6, 7 figures in a very short amount of time online. So again, we have this belief that, oh, well, if I see an opportunity, it's a scam. If I see an opportunity, it's a pyramid scheme. If I see this, it's too much risk. You know, I can't take risks during this time. There's just this, that, and third, whatever the excuse is. But those excuses are keeping you broke. Those excuses are keeping you exactly where you are right now in a situation that you're not happy with. If you want to get out of the situation that you're in, you have to do something different, right? And the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. So why are we staying in these jobs that we've been in for years and years and years and years with this goal of being rich one day, but not doing anything to get to said being rich? Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. If we want to have a life that looks extremely different, we're going to have to do things that are extremely different. And anytime we do things that are extremely different from our normal, it feels scary. Anytime we do something that is just crazy different, right? If you're someone right now who makes $20 an hour, $25 an hour, say even fucking $30 an hour, yet you want to be the kind of person that makes $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month, you're going to have to do a whole fucking lot that looks different than what you're doing currently. Like, everything is going to have to change. But again, we think, well, I should just be able to get rich. I should just be able to make that kind of money. There should be no risk involved. There should be guarantees everywhere. That's not how the real world works. That's not the way that it works. There's going to be an element of risk tolerance involved. There's going to be an element of investments involved. There's going to be an element of completely radically changing the way that you think and believe. Completely different. You're going to have to think different. You are literally going to have to become a different version of you. And this isn't like you have to change who you are. This isn't you have to become someone so fucking different that you aren't who you are. It's you become more of who you are. You grow, you evolve, you change, you become, you self-actualize. That's actually the point of why we're here. right? We're put on this planet to self-actualize. But what, again, the Matrix has fucking taught you is, let's be happy with what we have. Let's get our, the base amount of knowledge we need, whether you're in trade or you get a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, whatever. But like, let's get educated, and like that's the end of the growth. Like we get our degrees, and then we just stop learning. We just stop growing. We're like, you know what? We're good for life. That is no. That is what they have taught you to believe. And when you believe that, your reality never changes. The reason my reality changes and continues to change and will continue to forever change is because I'm always investing in my growth and my development. I'm always changing. How can I be better? How can I do better? How can I be in more alignment? How can I, do shadow work? How can I, how can I grow my gifts? How can I get better at what I do? How can I be a better coach, a better mentor, a better person, a better mom, a better wife? How can I release any more trauma and step into fully who I am? How can I not give a fuck about what people think about me? How can I, not give a fuck about what my family thinks about me? How can I self-actualize to a higher standard and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow? That's the goal. And when you focus on that, your life changes because you're more fulfilled. That's the problem, right? We get our degrees, we get educated, and we stop growing. We stagnate. Our energy gets stagnant. Our growth gets stagnant. Everything gets stagnant. What the fuck is fulfilling about that? Right? We're like, we just do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until we fucking die. That's not, no, that's not the life we want to live, right? So then while you're at home scrolling, at work scrolling, a soccer practice scrolling, there's people less qualified than you making a fuck ton more money than you online simply because they decided to take the risk. They decided to move forward in the fear. They decided to do something different. Less qualified than you, 100%. Simply because they're willing to take action. And a lot of action in the right way. So we can't, if we want different, we have to be different. We have to do different. You can't expect to just do what you're doing, watch a video one time, and then your life just changed. Like the people who are making $30,000, $50,000 per month, I make $50,000 to $80,000 per month. The reason I can make that kind of money, the reason the people around me who I have helped make that kind of money, the difference between them and the average person is like we're obsessed. We're obsessed with growing. We're obsessed with being with our business. We're obsessed with our skill sets. We're obsessed with helping other people. We're obsessed with what we're doing. There has to be a level of obsession with what we're doing. And that life is so much more fulfilling than just repeating every single day until we die. That's not a life worth living. But we can't succumb to what has been given to us. We can't succumb to the economy. We can't succumb to the government and to, the circumstances around us. We can have and do and be different, but it starts with you. It starts with you being willing to make that scary decision. It starts with you being willing to say, you know what, fuck fear, I don't even care. I'm going to go all in on me and my goals. That starts with you. No one can give you that. So sometimes people ask me like, well, what's the difference between the people who come in and work with you and they make, $100,000 in 6 months versus the people who come in and work with you and they close one sale in 6 months? Like, what's the difference? The difference is the fire that they have. I can't create that in other people. I can help. I can give you the strategy. I can give you the skill set. I can give you the business that you need. I can give you all of the tools. But the fire, the obsession, the need and desire for something more and something so much bigger, I can't create that for people. That has to be created by you, right? And that's the difference between the people who come in and absolutely blow up and the people who come in and kind of chill out for a while. There's that fire. Like if there's any amount of like you're comfortable in your situation, there's not going to be that fire. So if you want to radically change your life and have these like quantum leaps, you have to radically change you. You have to radically change who you are. You have to radically change the people around you, the way you think, the way that you believe, the everything. Everything around you is going to have have a major shift. But the cool thing about that is like even the first shift you have, like that first, holy fuck, I'm in a matrix, and I can change that, like even just that first thought, you'll start to see things like literally rearrange around you, literally rearrange in your reality. You'll start to see those changes with just that one decision. And that one decision will catapult and snowball and compound over and over and over and over and over again until you wake up and you're like living this completely different life. But that is the goal, because no matter where the economy is at, no matter what it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where the economy is. It doesn't matter what the president's doing. It doesn't matter what is going on in the world. You can create a different life. And I think the more people that wake up to that, the more people we can have these like fucking spiritual awakenings that you are the one in control of your entire reality, the more we'll raise the vibration on this fucking planet and the better the planet will be. But again, if we allow these circumstances to keep us feeling small, to keep us feeling, like we're stuck in this matrix and we can't wake up, like we have no power, we have no control. When we feel that way, it wins. The enemy wins. So we need to stand up for what we believe. We need to reclaim our own personal power and realize that we're the ones in control of this, we're the ones in control of this matrix. We're the ones in control of our reality. We're the ones in control of our money. We're the ones in control of everything. But one other thing that I will say that me and Tara were talking about today on our podcast is that quit taking fucking advice from people you would not switch bank accounts with. If you would not switch bank accounts with said person, don't take the opinions of them if they don't know what they're talking about, right? Like you wouldn't go, if say you've never bought a house, you wouldn't go take housing advice on how to buy a house from someone who has never done so. You're going to go ask for advice from someone who has bought a house, or you're going to go get paid help and hire a realtor or a mortgage broker or whatever. You're going to get the information from someone who can help you actually do what you want to do. It's the same thing in business. Quit taking business advice from people who have never started a business. Quit asking people who are in the matrix, who live on an hourly wage and have zero desire for any more. Quit asking those people if you should start a business. Quit asking those people if you should get into sales. Quit asking those people if you should get into online marketing. Like, quit asking those people the opinions because they haven't been where you want to go. Always be asking the opinions from other people you would switch bank accounts with or who have already walked the path of where you want to be successfully. Because there's unsuccessful people. You don't want to take opinions from those people either, right? But the point of this video, just real quick while I hopped on live, is to remind you guys of your power. Remind you that you are the one in control of your reality. And the moment you say, oh, well, like my business is slow because of the economy, or I can't do this because of the economy, or this, that, and the third, you've already lost your power. You've already lost your power. When you say, oh, I can't do this because of my husband, or oh, I can't do this because I'm so busy because of this, or oh, I can't do this because, my aunt did this one time and it didn't work out, you've already given away your power. Why are we doing that? Why are we outsourcing our power to people who aren't the ones in control of our bank, who aren't the ones in control of creating generational wealth for our kids, who aren't the ones who give a fuck if you're successful or not? They don't care. They're not the main character in your story. You're the main character in your story. You're not the main character in their story. They don't give a fuck if you're successful or not. Quit taking advice from the people who don't care. When the economy is bad, what we do is we create our own economy. We get into sales. Okay. We monetize our skills. We do something. Okay. For me, people join me in my high ticket business and I help them create, $20,000, $30,000 months, usually within their first year via high ticket. That's the way I help people. But that may be for you. It may not be for you. But the point being is I don't care what is for you. You need to take control of your power. You need to take control of your life and quit outsourcing it to people, quit outsourcing it to places, quit outsourcing it to things. We are the ones in control of everything. Everything. So I love you guys so much. It's just a quick message that I felt like needed to be heard. I felt like people just need this wake-up call. Because we're in a time right now where it does feel scary. Like when I get stuck scrolling on TikTok and I see like what's going on in the economy, what people are experiencing, what people are going through, it is hard and it does suck, right? I'm an empath. I'm a social worker by trade because I fucking care about people. And so when I see people struggling, when I see people going through what they're going through, yeah, it sucks. It hurts my heart. But when it hurts my heart, the reason I come live is because I want you guys to understand that you can do something about it. You can make change. You can make a scary decision that will change your life and then your children's lives. You can do that, but only you can do that. I can't do that for you. So I love you guys so much. I will definitely be live here on YouTube and TikTok a hell of a lot more because I have a hell of a lot more things to say. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you.